Have you ever made a decision that you later regretted? A decision that haunted you every night, torturing you with thoughts of what could have been. This is the story of a man who made that exact mistake. He left the love of his life for a younger, more attractive woman, only to realize his error too late. But as fate would have it, he gets a chance to return to his old home and make things right. But what he finds there will chill him to his bones and leave him wishing he had never come back. Get ready for a tale that will make you question the choices you make and the consequences they bring. Welcome to Eerie Encounters and Hauntings, the channel that explores the unexplainable and the paranormal. We are here to take you on a journey through some of the most terrifying and bone-chilling stories that will leave you with goosebumps. Our team of investigators delves into the unknown, seeking out the stories that others dare not touch. From haunted houses to supernatural sightings, we bring you the most eerie and spine-tingling encounters from around the world. So sit back, turn down the lights, and prepare to be scared as we take you on a journey through the unknown. Welcome to Eerie Encounters and Hauntings. In today's story, we take you on a journey to the unknown. This is entitled Abandoned Love. It was a cold and dreary night as the man walked down the deserted street, the only sound the echo of his footsteps on the pavement. His heart was heavy, burdened by the weight of his regret. He had left his first wife, the woman he truly loved, for the sake of his own selfish desires. He had been blinded by the allure of youth and beauty, but now he saw that his actions had been foolish and misguided. He had divorced his first wife, a once beautiful woman who had aged and gained weight over the years. Her once smooth skin was now wrinkled and aged, and her beauty had faded. He had left her, unable to see past her physical appearance and the passing of time. After telling his wife he wanted a divorce, he left the house immediately. He settled into a downtown flat and began frequenting local watering holes in pursuit of love. It wasn't long before a young girl of extraordinary beauty caught his eye. She was only 18, tall and slender with long blonde hair, and beautiful. He proposed to her within a few weeks of meeting her, so head over heels was he. The blonde agreed, and after the wedding, she began living with her new husband. However, her demeanor altered after the ring was on her finger. She became cold and brusque, spending hours primping, applying makeup, and staring at her reflection in the mirror. She was also quite needy, and she drained him financially. The man grew increasingly unhappy with his new wife, missing the kindness and thoughtfulness of his first wife. As time passed, he realized he loved his first wife more than the blonde. He regretted his decision to leave her and would lie awake at night wondering how she was doing, if she was happy, and if she still loved him. After an especially heated fight one evening, he decided he had had enough. He finally got tired of his blonde wife and divorced her. In order to return to his elderly wife's home, he left the city and embarked on a lengthy journey. It was past midnight by the time he found the street where they had previously lived. As he approached the house, he was taken aback by its state of disrepair. The garden was overgrown with weeds, the windows were shattered and cracked, and the roof was missing tiles. It appeared that no one was home, but the man was determined to find his first wife. He rapped on the door, but no one came to answer. The doorknob was unlocked, so he entered. The house was silent, and a brisk breeze blew in through the shattered windows. He went upstairs to the bedroom, where he found his wife sitting on the bed. Overcome with emotion, he wrapped his arms around her and sobbed into her shoulder. He told her how much he regretted leaving her and pleaded for her forgiveness. Her soft voice whispered in his ear, and he felt her long black hair brush against his skin. He assured her that his return was permanent and that they would be able to spend the rest of their lives together. He moved in for a kiss, but as he cleared her face of hair, He was horrified to see that it was nothing more than a dusty, decaying skull. The man threw the bones away from him and fled the house, shivering and horrified. He spoke to a passerby who informed him that the house was once owned by a woman whose husband abandoned her many years ago. She had committed suicide soon after he divorced her and married another lady. The man was left with the devastating realization that his regret had led him to a fate worse than death. He had lost the woman he truly loved and would never be able to regain her love and affection. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks, and he felt his heart sink into his stomach. He had been searching for love and affection in all the wrong places, and now he had nothing to show for it except for a pile of regrets. As he walked back to his flat, he couldn't shake the feeling of dread and unease. He felt like he was being followed, but every time he turned around, there was no one there. The streets were deserted, and the only sound he could hear was the distant wail of a siren. When he finally reached his flat, he felt a sense of relief wash over him. He locked the door behind him and sat down on the couch. He tried to distract himself with the TV, but he couldn't stop thinking about the decaying skull he had held in his arms. Suddenly, he heard a creaking noise. He looked around the room, but nothing seemed out of place. Then he heard it again, louder this time. It sounded like it was coming from the hallway. He slowly got up from the couch and walked towards the hallway. The noise was getting louder and more distinct. He reached the end of the hallway and saw that the door to his bedroom was open. He cautiously walked towards the bedroom and peered inside. He saw nothing out of the ordinary, but he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching him. Then he heard a whisper, so quiet he could barely make out the words. "Did you miss me?" the voice said. He spun around, but there was no one there. He was alone in the room, yet he felt like he was being watched. The voice sounded familiar, but he couldn't place it. Then he saw movement out of the corner of his eye. He turned his head and saw a figure standing in the doorway. It was a woman with long black hair, wearing a white dress. He couldn't see her face, but he knew it was her. He stumbled backwards, his heart racing. He tried to speak, but his throat was dry. The figure stepped closer, and he could see her face. It was his first wife, the one he had left all those years ago. She looked at him with cold, dead eyes and said, "You left me. You abandoned me. And now you will pay." He tried to run, but his legs wouldn't move. He was paralyzed with fear as she approached him. She grabbed his hand, and he felt a coldness spread through his body. "You will never leave me again," she whispered. And then everything went dark. The next morning, the neighbors found his body lying on the floor of his bedroom. His face was frozen in a look of terror, and his eyes were wide open. The cause of death was unknown. But some say that if you listen closely at night, you can hear a whisper in the wind. It's the voice of a woman with long black hair, saying, "Did you miss me?" As we come to the end of this haunting tale, we are left to ponder the mysteries that surround us every day. The inexplicable events that can shake us to our very core, and the eternal question of what lies beyond the veil of our existence. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more like it, be sure to like and subscribe to Eerie Encounters and Hauntings. Share this video with your friends and family who enjoy the thrill of the unknown, and let us know in the comments what you thought of this story. We look forward to bringing you more tales of terror and the unknown in our next video. Until then, stay vigilant and keep your eyes open, for you never know what otherworldly encounters may be waiting just around the corner. Thank you for watching.